Back to racing we come then. We have got the 125 and 250 youth riders on the line for their final race of the year, and it's all still to play for here amongst the 250 and 125 contenders. We have got 3 points between Dominic Newbury and Jack Taylor for the overall win this weekend. They're currently lying first and second. Ben Zeal is in a nice third position overall right now for this weekend. If you're wondering why we're not talking championship, it's because pretty much they are all sorted out. Basically, our champion Tyler Westcott wrapped it up in this 250 championship yesterday, and then Charlie Heyman wrapped up the series already before we even got here. That's why he's riding MX2 this weekend. So for these riders, championships out of the way. Even second place is sealed with Ollie Colmerg and Tyler Hooley actually a little bit close in the 125s, and Jack Taylor is confirmed second in the 250s. So it's all about the racing, pure racing. Here we go between the 250s and 125 youth classes. Here we go then, they are revving up, getting ready. Coming through, and the revs rise, their heads are down, and the 125s and 250 class are go! And they power up this hill. Who have we got in front? Looks like a KTM out in front. I think it is Walt Beanie.
Jack Taylor, though.
Right around the outside, Taylor up the inside.
I think Taylor's made the move up the inside.
He has got it.
Snuck down the inside. Well, he'd be frustrated after that first one because he was there, wasn't he? And then he made that slip off that caused that chain reaction. Everybody else seemed to then, you know, make mistakes and made a very exciting race. But Jack out in front, want to make this one count.
Stunning ride. We've got Taylor in front ahead of Walt Beanie. Dominic Newbury is there in third. Josh Bassett has made another good start there ahead of Ben Zeal. They are third and fourth, 250, with Beanie away and clear as top 125 right now. There's not another one in shot. Here comes the next one. Ollie Colmer is who's second 125. And then our winner in the 125s in the earlier race today is the wild card, number 95. He is up there indeed, is Louis Vincent on the gas. So yeah, they are absolutely flying through the wave section. They come then. It's Taylor in front, looking to make hay again out in front and try and deny Dominic Newbury this overall win.
I said Jack's had a good consistent year. His first year in the 250 class, first year with Team Green. He would love to just wrap this thing up, you know, winning the final race of the year. Said he's pretty much secured second in the championship, Ben, hasn't he? So
he's locked it in,
he's locked it in. So you know, that's in the bag. So go out in style and win the last race of the year.
Yeah, absolutely nobody apart from Tyler Westcott has won the overall in the 254-stroke youth championship this season. Every single overall verdict has gone the way of the absent number 202, who's not in this race this weekend. I think he's nursing an injury, so after seeing in the championship, he's decided to rest up.
That's
the
only thing I can think it would be, you know. I don't know why. Obviously, winning the championship, pressure's off. I don't think any other reason why you wouldn't want to be out there, unless he's celebrated so hard, and he shouldn't do because he's a kid. He's not even old enough yet to be doing any kind of serious celebrations. I can't think of any reason why he wouldn't be out there, but there you go. Maybe he's just, like we said, carried an injury and he just got it done and then wanted to just kick back and
just chill out and watch these guys thrash around for another day. Maybe not. It's not a bad idea. Louis Vincent's actually made his way past Ollie Colmer for second in the 125 class there. We just saw at the top of our screen. And Zeal and Bassett are bashing bars over third place in the 250s right now. Up the inside comes Zeal as they power up the hill alongside the start straight. Vincent still ahead of Ollie Colmer in the 125s. They're second and third in that category right now. Bassett losing his footing there, going through the top corner. And then we've got, looks like Tyler Hooley, isn't it? I think on the, can't quite make out who that is behind. It is Tyler Hooley that's just behind them, and he's just actually made his way around Ollie Colmer. Quite a stunning move around that corner, Jeff. That certainly got very tight through there. And here comes Vincent now attacking the 250s.
Yeah, well, over the next few laps, this is going to be a good race because they're all starting to bottleneck up behind Josh Bassett, although Josh is riding at a good pace. I expect Hooley to come through and pass these riders ahead of him, you know, but Louis Vincent will be ruin that. It was out of his control, you know, to a degree. I mean, he had very, very little time to react after Jack Taylor crashed in front of him, and that actually
he still won the race.
He still won the race, yeah.
In the 125 class.
Sorry, yeah. What I meant was he had an opportunity of going for the actual race win it all over, but Yeah, so he's got a good chance. I guess he's got a good chance of winning the overall.
Yes, the overall as it stands right now in the 125 class. Tyler Hooley holds the advantage. It's 4 points he's got over Beanie, and then a further point back is Vincent. So those are your current podium standards right now. They've got a bit of a gap over Ollie Colmer, who is back in 4th in the overall. So I think the top 3 are decided. It's just which order, which is the interesting thing as we head towards this final race of the championship here in the youth classes. Dominic Newbury on that.
Dominic Newbury, as we said, he used to race the Gas. The guys down there, I think he's from in and around, obviously, Conrad's area, you know. So, obviously, Pally with maybe John Dennis, one of Conrad's mechanics and whatever. So, for whatever reason, he's gone out and bought one of Conrad's old 250s. So, trust me, you know, that it'll be a good bike.
It won't be slow.
It won't be slow.
Yeah, he'll be urging him on to put the throttle on a bit more, I expect. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, Vincent and Hooley swapping places there. I think they've just got past Zeal for the on-track positions there. But yeah, Vincent currently riding second 125 here, ahead of Tyler Hooley, who is in the advancement stages here. He's looking to pass Josh Bassett next.
Yeah,
but Newbury is looking to try and advance around Walbini and challenge Jack Taylor for this overall win. Whoever wins out of these two takes the overall. That's how it stands as we go into this final race. And Newbury is up there now challenging Walbini for this position on track, which is behind Jack Taylor out in front.
Walbini looking behind. Yeah, he's leading. He's looking good in the 125s for this one.
So yeah, Newbury and Taylor, if they're first and second, whichever order they're in, that will be your overall winner for the day. Ben Zeal is currently just behind the couple of 125s, and Josh Bassett is also up there. In fact, Bassett at the moment would steal the overall podium verdict if it stays like this. So Zeal has to overtake Bassett to get himself onto the overall podium in the 250 class, and those are all the connotations you need. But in sheer terms of fantastic racing, Taylor has currently got a 2-second lead over Beanie. Beanie is getting hauled in by Dominic Newbury, it looks to me. And then behind them there's an almighty tussle going on between Josh Bassett, Louis Vincent, Tyler Hooley, and then up behind them a little bit is Ben Zeal, who also has to hold off Ollie Colmer. Rafe Brody has had another poor start in this one. He's back in 9th on track, which is about 5th in the 125 class. Then you've got Harrison Greenough, Liam Bennett, Wesley McGavin, James Barker's a bit farther down than he would usually be. Leon Williams and Dan Arkle rounding out the top 15 as Dominic Newbury hits that berm a bit hard there and looks to be a little bit in a tricky situation coming over that little tabletop in the middle of the valley.
Yeah, well, we're getting to that stage in the day where the track is now definitely dried out a bit. So some of those ruts, you know, that form almost as berms, like waves, you know, as they dry, obviously, then less give in them. You know, you can throw it in there before hoping that it'll hold. Yes. Now you pretty much know they're gonna hold because they're starting to firm up. But obviously, if you run it in too quick, too hot, you can stand the bike up, grab your foot peg, and that's exactly what happened to Dom back there.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Hooley has now got around Josh Bassett. So Ollie Colmer is looking to relegate the number 34 rider in the next couple of laps if he can. We're looking at currently 13 laps plus the 13 minutes plus the 1 lap to go. And Beanie is still getting a hassle from Dom Newbury as they battle second and third. Newbury's picked up the pace through this season there. Jeff, he was nowhere near the sort of level of Walt Beanie earlier in the year.
No, and he's put together a good season.
Oh, he's passed him. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he nearly comes off on the uphill of the tabletop and just about salvages that. Very close move there from Newbury and it backfired, so he's lost a lot of time. Not the position though, because he had a good few seconds over Louis Vincent. But
yeah,
wow.
Our camera's done. Obviously, you can't see the face of that jump. It is very. It's always been like you come straight out of that right corner, and it's not only is it really steep, and you're still on the lean from the corner, but it's also really slick. It always has been. Yeah. So you always had to be really good with your throttle control there, and obviously where he threw it in there to try and make that move, he lit it up and it just spun round. Right, it was a good save actually.
It really was.
He could have just plopped over there or actually ended up going back down the jump and spinning it round again. So it was one of those things where he's literally just about clinged on to the top.
He needed his Batman grappling hook coming out of his utility belt right there. So yeah, he managed to save it, did Dom Newbury, and he looks to attack again now as he's got a few seconds to catch back on Walbini. And Jack Taylor, meanwhile, comes down the main hill here at Landrake with Walbini a few bike lengths behind him still. And then there's that scrap going on for fourth place on track between Louis Vincent and Tyler Hooley. That's actually the battle for second in the race on the 125 class. And yeah, with Hooley and Beanie not far apart, if they finished as they were to now, Beanie would still just about grab the overall. But if Hooley passes Vincent, then the overall is going the way of the number 101 Gas rider. Oh, there goes Newbury, throwing it off there. And fastest lap time, Keck's fastest lap for this race. Jack Taylor putting in a nice ride there out front. Jeff, 2 minutes 16.2. Extends his lead over Beanie to 3.4 seconds. As our camera there, thumbs up from the team manager, our camera there focuses on Louis Vincent, wildcard rider, not been with us all season, won race 3 of the weekend earlier today, and that's fantastic to see for the rider from Somerset, backed by the RHS Motorcycles department there, and Cheddar MX, Cheddar, a fantastic practice track, not far away from the fantastic, what do you call it? What's the people who take holidays? Tourist, that's it. A tourist attraction, Cheddar Gorge.
Sorry, I honestly didn't know where you were going with that. That's why
yeah, he's just up the road from Cheddar Gorge there. You drive through it to get to the track. It's an amazing facility, and yeah, it's good to see them backing Louis Vincent, who's having a great day. Either way, he looks like he's on for a podium, whichever way he finishes. And yeah, it's fantastic for a wild card to come in and do that sort of treatment there.
Yeah, he's gets plenty, obviously, opportunity. I think there's a family connection actually with the Cheddar track. That's why he gets. But he's obviously turned loads and loads of laps around there. Yeah, not too dissimilar to this. Not you know, a little bit maybe more clay concept.
Yeah, it's slightly lighter soil, isn't it? It's quite hard, isn't it, around there? I think I remember a very wet day where they brought me in because the marshals didn't want to stay out. My dad petitioned and got a refund.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah, good stuff.
But hold on, if you're riding around on your own, you don't need a marshal, do you?
Oh, there's a point.
You know what I mean? If there's no other riders out there, why do you need a marshal?
Why didn't
you could have just stayed out there.
Why didn't I think of that back then?
I bet you were glad that your dad probably could get you in.
It was a very muddy day. Jack Taylor, though, no mud around here, though. It's looking absolutely beautiful. Still much more overcast today than the sunshine we had yesterday. So there's a yellow flag. I'm not sure if this is one of our contenders. We've got Louis Vincent on the screen. We've got a yellow flag for somebody down in the corner, and it's Tyler Hooley has gone down. Tyler Hooley down at the bottom of the track, and it looks like that's a quad.
Yeah, he's just behind that marshal point. I can see him attending to him on the ground there.
Oh dear,
that's an unusual place to crash. I'm starting to wonder if he crashed on the straight leading into that corner.
Down the hill, maybe. Yeah, if you're trackside and you saw that, apologies, we didn't from in here. But yeah, Tyler Hooley has crashed out of contention completely. So that blows it all wide apart now. We just hope that Tyler Hooley is okay, and we look to see what Louis Vincent can do now, second in the 125s in this race.
Well, that would, I would have thought, put him into second in the overalls, wouldn't it? Still Beanie looking good for the overall win.
Yes,
but that will obviously push Vincent up into second overall.
Yeah, certainly confirms his podium position. Yeah, second place overall. And now this looks like Ollie Colmer, who is currently running third in the 125 class in this race now, 5 seconds shy of Louis Vincent. But yeah, Colmer therefore would grab third on the podium, and that would be enough, of course, because Hooley was threatening Colmer for third in the championship, second in the championship. But that would confirm Colmer as the silver medalist in this series today. Tyler Hooley, with that crash, has left himself a little bit open to James Barker. Barker might well make enough points to just overhaul him in the championship for third, but we'll see. James is down in 12th place, in fact, on track. That's not how it is in the classing. Barker is actually out there in 8th place on in the 125 class, so we'll see how that pans out for the top 3 in the championship at least. But yeah, Louis Vincent, a strange riding style there, got his elbows down job going on.
Do you know what? I've seen, obviously I've known Louis quite a bit, you know, seen him come through the ranks regionally. Yeah, and his style hasn't changed much down here. That's pretty much how, from the first time I've seen him, he rides a bike, tucks in. You know, some riders obviously have more exuberant style, arms up and out, like the US style, but he's very energy efficient, keeps them tucked in. And yeah. Maybe you know, maybe he should also have a look at road racing with that kind of aerodynamics.
So Newbury launches down Landrake Hill then with Wild Beanie still in his sights, but it's Jack Taylor with a clear lead at the moment, 4.7 seconds, and still getting treatment on the track side is Tyler Hooley. The yellow flags are not waving, so that means he is off the circuit at least. But yeah, we feel for Tyler Hooley with the, we never like to see the stretcher being employed, but that is what's happening now. So we just have our fingers crossed for Tyler that everything is not too serious. And of course, going into the off season now, you don't want that sort of setback, but I'm sure he'll deal with it, whatever's happened, and we go from there. Newbury up at the top of the hill. And yeah, that's ex-Comrade Muse, all the stickers ripped off it. It's very strange to see a bike in the British Championship with no stickers on whatsoever there. We know it's a KTM, that's the only branding that's on there, apart from the Pirelli tyres, of course. But yeah, he's still riding nicely and getting the hammer down on that bike, so he's certainly enjoying it.
Well, he's 11 seconds off the lead of Jack Taylor, and he's got to dig deep if he's going to try and, win this thing, because is it the point situation? If he actually overtakes Jacqueline, he'll win the overall, or have I got that?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So it's between those two. But yeah, like I say, he's got a lot of wood to chop, as they say in America, to bring that through. But yeah, 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes plus a lap to go for our race leader. And yeah, Taylor's pulling well clear now, 9 seconds away from Walbini. Maybe Waller's dropped back a little bit there, but yeah, still got 2 seconds over Newbury. Vincent is still there in the second place in the 125 class. Ollie Colmer third, and Rafe Broadley's come up to fourth in that standing at the moment. Greener fifth, Wesley McGavin is sixth, and then amongst the 250s, which is led by Taylor, of course, with Newbury second, Ben Zeal in third, and Josh Bassett currently fourth place. James Barker has moved up the standings somewhat. He is now up into seventh place in the 125s. So that is going to help him in his advancement with the sadly derailed Tyler Hooley. We'll see how he gets on through the rest of this race now, with Newbury climbing and actually approaching the back of Albini, it seems.
Yeah, I think he might put the move in, actually. How long have we got left? He's closed enough to, certainly if he keeps going his current momentum, he will be within striking distance, of Walbini within half a lap. What I mean by striking distance is obviously enough where you can run it in there in a corner. Sometimes you have to be back a little bit to set it up, but sometimes it's touch and go, as we saw at Parla at the AMA with Hunter Lawrence running it in there on Joe Shimoda. He thought he was close enough to do it. To be fair, I've watched that again, and actually it's just his wheels hit a big braking button, come off the ground.
I think it was less in control, wasn't it?
And I don't think it was anyway, that's a different series, exciting as it was.
Good bit of scrapping here on screen between Wesley McGavin, the 545 wildcard rider, on the Neil McGavin sponsored KTM there, and so yeah, he is actually running quite high there, but he's got Josh Bassett, who's on the screen now on the Xcast Media KTM, and yeah, he is I think that's Husqvarna in fact, but yeah, Bassett is there ahead of James Barker. So there is our number 410, James Barker on the Store 114 Motorsports KTM, and he's not actually listed down as having a sponsor, so I went and spoke to him in the pits there, and they said, yeah, Store 114, that's who it is there. So yeah, James has had a decent season. I'm sure he would have hoped for a little bit more, but yeah, he's got a few top 3 positions. He had third in one moto at Cullum, and he was fourth overall at Canada Heights. But yeah, Barker has had an up and down season here, but he looks like he's going to finish fourth in the championship at the moment, and we'll see how that comes out through the rest of this day here today, with 3 minutes plus a lap to go in this mixed 125 race. Barker made the move on Bassett, but Bassett gets him back with a 250 power up the hill. Great little scrap here. This is for 8th, 9th and 10th on track, and Barker's just wanted to get Bassett out of the way so he can attack Wesley McGavin for what would be 6th in the 125 class. And Harrison Greenough is just ahead of these guys here as well. He's currently riding 5th in the 125 series there in this race anyway. Barker,
that's
outside lane.
Yeah, that's got to be Harrison's best position in the series so far this year, I think, isn't it? I don't recall him ever being in the top 5 of the 125s. I might be wrong.
No, you're right, actually. No, he's only had one top 10, in fact. He was 8th in the second race at Canada Heights. So, yeah, certainly, although there's a few absentees, that is still definitely very much his best position of the year for Harrison Greener, for 5th place in the 125 right now, behind Broadley, Colmer, Vincent, and of course Walbini up in front.
Well, there's Harrison there. I think a lot to do with that. Yes, some riders have dropped out and been injured. I appreciate that. But I also think that's just where Harrison is now finally starting to get some meat on his bone.
Yeah.
And he can just, like handle it. No, honestly, he's just been so, he's he's so skinny, you know, so small. He's starting to shoot up a bit now, and he just hasn't. He's got good technique. He just hasn't been able to sort of muscle that 125 as much as his competition. So maybe it's a little bit of that as well. You know, he's starting to become a young man, and I'm sure in the winter, if although obviously we're heading for a tough time financially, they need to buy as many steaks as possible, and Harrison needs to wolf them down.
Yeah, that's it. Even if you're cooking it on a bonfire out the backyard.
Yeah, just
Got to be dead.
He needs to fill out. Yeah.
Yeah, so just to give a quick rundown there, of course, Charlie Heyman has already clinched this 125cc championship there. Ollie Colmer with Tyler Hooley crashing out of this race, and we hope that Tyler is okay. Colmer is going to finish second in the series. Hooley had more than enough points to secure third. And James Barker, in the absence of Cole McCulloch and Ben Musto, Barker will leapfrog up to fourth in the 125cc championship as well with these results today. And yeah, that's going to be a nice finish for him. Rafe Broadley also will move up into finish fifth in the championship with these scores this weekend. So that's how that will finish for those riders. The overall podium definitely going to be taken by Wall Beanie with Hooley out of the running. Louis Vincent with the second 125 place here is going to be up into second overall, and third overall is going to go to Ollie Colmer. So that's how the podium looks in the 125s anyway. The 250s is fairly obvious. Jack Taylor ahead of Dominic Newbury. There's 10.5 seconds between them. Jeff's a relaxed team manager right now, knowing the overall win's pretty much there.
No, let me just stop you there. I really am not. I look relaxed because I'm just tired and I've just slumped down in my chair. I'm not relaxed until you're never relaxed as a team manager, really. As much as you pretend you are, you're never really relaxed until they all come in safely over the line.
Yeah, for sure. Ben Zeal has actually made his way up into third place in the 250 class today in this race, which will mean third overall as well. So Ben Zeal will earn himself a long overdue podium for this class with this race result here, behind Jack Taylor and Dominic Newbury, of course.
And there's Jack right on cue as he comes across the finish line. Nicely. Now that inside of the middle of the circuit, 1 lap to go, by the way, in the middle of the finish line is now opening up as it dried, because if you noticed in the first block of racing, all riders, even pros, are either favouring far left or far right. So now the track is drying up to the point where the guys can now go through the middle of the circuit there across the finish line with a bit of confidence that they're not going to suddenly tuck the front end.
Yeah, that section of the track, of course, right at the bottom of the valley, does get the deepest. And yeah, I was out there next to that section on the finish line for qualifying, and with the pros going through it, they all went down the right-hand side and cleared the mud, and the mud stayed on the left, apart from the very far left. So if you want to risk cluttering your boots on the posts, then you were going to be all right. But yeah, like you say, it's clearing up now with it being drying out here in the valley.
That was I'm gonna give him some kudos here, Jack Taylor. That was some nice creative lines that Jack was doing there. He went far out that sweeping first corner, held out for as long as he can, and then diagonally cut across all the ruts. So he didn't use the ruts, but he went across them and then just picked up the last little tail end of them as a hook into the corner.
Very nice.
Smart riding, yeah. He's trying to stay out the deep stuff, but of course, you know, when he's worked the lead to a nice gap, and then once you get that gap, you can start doing that kind of stuff and searching for new lines and being creative.
Yeah, absolutely. And Broadley ahead of Greenup in the 125s. Barker has made his way around Josh Bassett on track. So yeah, that leaves it a clean run, although he's got 5 seconds to catch up to Harrison Greenup. But that's going to be a tall order on the last lap here. So Jack Taylor has got a nice advantage here as he goes up the far end of the circuit alongside the hedgerow. And the Team Green Kawasaki rider looking to take his second race win of the season, but his first overall if it stays like this. And yeah, it's just got a few more corners to nervously negotiate here. With Dom Newbury now up at the second on track, but still second 250. Wal Beanie looking to collect the 125 win, which would be a nice finish to Wal Beanie's year. I mean, he started off in MX2, riding EMX on the 125, and to be here and riding a 125 is not a bad result, really.
Yeah, you know, and he moved up to the pro category, give it a go, you know, and okay, maybe learnt a lot, you know.
Straight up from Big Wheel 85.
Absolutely, so credit to him for that. So I don't think there's anything bad about dropping back down.
Absolutely. Do you want to call it, Jeff?
No, I'll let you do it.
Oh, your man, Jack Taylor takes the checker flag. Jack Taylor takes the race win there and the overall. You can go and interview him instead.
I even didn't want to give him a commentator's curse with literally 5 yards to go. I'm not being held accountable if anything happened like that.
Do you want to do the interview?
No, you can speak to him.
Oh, okay.
You can speak to him. I don't know, you know, like... don't want to be biased or anything like that, which I wouldn't be anyway. So yeah, Ben's going to go and speak to Jack Taylor once we've got him down there in the winner's circle. We're going to go again to a quick ad. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Remember to keep liking and subscribing, and thanks to all our incredible sponsorship partners as well. Right, we're going to go to an advert. We'll be back with Jack Taylor and Ben in a moment.
You found it. This thing sets you free. It makes you feel immortal and exposes every weakness. This thing can hurt, but it teaches you how to overcome. And that's exactly why you do this thing. This thing is what makes you great. Embrace it. Believe in it. Be who you are.
Okay, here we are with the 250cc class winner. Here we are in the winner's circle with Jack Taylor. Jack, you've waited all season for this. You finally took an overall win. How does that feel after such a tough season? Second in the championship, but a nice overall win in the final round. How's it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing to finally get the win. I waited all year for this, but it's finally here. Yeah, it's been good season, consistent, but it's good to finally get a win.
Good stuff. Were you a bit nervous towards those bottom corners, the ones that caught you out in race one? I mean, I noticed you had a few moments through there, but you had a good safe gap in that one. What changed? Did you have any sort of change in the setup for that race? How did it all work for you?
I just tried charging as hard as I could at the start of the race so I could relax a bit more at the end, and I did. The last few laps I slowed down a bit so I didn't throw it away like the last one.
Yeah, great stuff. And I take it you're back with Team Green next year. Is that decided yet, or is still got to talk to Jeff a little bit?
We're not sure about what's happening next year, but hopefully we don't know.
Okay, sorry about that. Just thought I'd wind Jeff up a little bit. All good, nice one. Great stuff. Okay, thanks again, Jack, for joining us here, and have a nice off-season. Get yourself prepared for next year, and we look forward to calling your name out quite a lot, hopefully, next season. All right, good luck. Take care. Thanks a lot.